There's so much sexual chemistry between Jack Whitehall and Lizzo, and I, for one, am 1,000% here for this union. There is bubbling sexual chemistry between Lizzo and I. I think that Harry may be a complication. I think that if he's involved, all of the spotlight will be on him. My ego can't handle the fact that everything would be about him. Hi, I'm Jack Whitehall, and this is Jack Whitehall versus the internet for IGV. And if you would like to come and see me on tour, then details of how to get a ticket are in the top comment. Oh, to be Jack Whitehall being choked by Niall Horan. I can tell you there was nothing sexy about that choke. I know a lot of people are into joking, but that was genuine menace. You can see the rage in his eyes. He is not best pleased. I'd thrown him under the bus. Lewis Capaldi, who I'd also thrown under the bus, couldn't care less because he was half cut by this point. In fact, that was in his dressing room directly after the show. And I walked in there and I think they'd all been on the bucky. And it was him and his mom and dad and some of his mates, and everyone was so drunk. I've had, well, not nights out, but I've had like festival experiences with them. We were at Glastonbury and he'd just come off the stage and he ordered a massive round of drinks for everyone in like this VIP area, and then his card got declined, and my sister's husband had to pay for the round, which he always reminds me of when Lewis got left high and dry at Glastonbury. And then Niall, I've also hung out with quite a lot, and also at Glastonbury Festival. He's a good laugh. Do you think Jack Whitehall and Dwayne Johnson keep in touch? We are friends, and we have each other's number. We don't message regularly, but every now and again, there is a little WhatsApp group with me, him, and Emily Blunt, and some funny memes and texts are exchanged on that WhatsApp group. So yeah, we still do sort of keep in touch. I trained with him once and I've never been invited back, which is quite telling. And, you know, obviously it shows. But yeah, I would like to get back into the Iron Paradise with him at some point.
What's he saved under in your phone? Is it just Dwayne Johnson, or do you give him like a special code name?
He is actually saved as DJ, because that's what everyone calls him, DJ. So I don't know whether I'm J-Dubs in his. Probably not. He's probably saved me as that English guy that I do Jungle Cruise with. I genuinely love how much Jack Whitehall hates Robert Pattinson. There's no hate. There's no hate. He was at school with me. I did all these routines about how jealous I was of him and how I thought it was so unfair that he'd become a Hollywood movie star because he was such a wooden actor because of the Twilight films. And then he's really had the last laugh because he, since leaving Twilight, has made amazing career choices, has done some amazing work, has worked with fantastic directors, has given like awards-worthy performances, and has really proven himself as a very, very accomplished actor. And I've very much got egg on my face on that one.
You obviously spend a lot of time in LA now. Have you bumped into him?
I have bumped into Robert Pattinson a few times, and it has been quite awkward because clearly he is aware that I used to do these jokes about him, and that for a period of time he lived rent-free in my head. But we just didn't mention it, didn't talk about it. It was this sort of unsaid thing, and I was very awkward, sort of, you know, didn't want to bring it up because I knew that I didn't have a leg to stand on in terms of why I was going after him so vociferously. But yeah, I think it's water under the bridge now. LMAO, laugh my arse off, or ass? Arse, in Britain. There's so much sexual chemistry between Jack Whitehall and Lizzo, and I, for one, am 1,000% here for this union. There is, I would say, you know, bubbling sexual chemistry between Lizzo and I. I very much enjoyed meeting her at the BRITS. I have enjoyed watching her perform on stage as well. I'm a huge admirer of her and her work. And my dream one day is to be in a romantic comedy with Lizzo, which I feel like I may have to write myself because I don't know whether manifesting it alone is going to bring that into existence.
With Harry being in the equation, does that only add to the sexual chemistry? If he wasn't there, do you think you two would just be like pen pal level of friends?
Personally, I think that Harry may be a complication. I think that if he's involved, all of the spotlight will be on him. So whilst we did enjoy a sort of three-way contretemps at the BRITS, I would probably cut him loose if this was a moving forward in a professional capacity, because my ego can't handle the fact that everything would be about him. This looks like a commercial for anxiety medication. Yeah, I remember seeing this when they launched the trailer of Clifford the Big Red Dog. There was quite a lot of noise on the internet when this first appeared. I always remember as well that it happened at the same time as my old school nemesis, Robert Pattinson. The Clifford the Big Red Dog trailer was released at the same time as the Batman trailer. So there was this really cool, brooding trailer of him revealing himself as the Batman right underneath the trailer of me being urinated on by a giant red dog. That wasn't a great moment. And again, I was alerted to this by quite a lot of people on Twitter at the time. They took some glee in pointing out this juxtaposition of where our careers had ended up. And yeah, I got a lot of these memes as well sent to me about Clifford. This one was good. There was also some guy on Twitter that sent me, this was when the movie came out, a screenshot of Clifford from behind with his tail up, and he'd put, "Why doesn't the dog have an anus?" Like I had animated the dog and had anything to do with the decision that it wouldn't be anatomically correct from that vantage point. But wonderfully as well, because of the nature of Twitter, underneath it there was then like a serious discussion thread about his omitted anus. Someone underneath it put, "Maybe that's why he's so big, because he can't shit." And then someone else would put, "And maybe that's why he's so red." The funniest moment on the Graham Norton show ever. Yeah, Olivia Colman throwing me under the bus for my accent in Clifford the Big Red Dog.
An American accent.
Yes.
Yes.
I was doing an American accent.
What, in that clip?
Yeah.
Olivia!
He was. He was.
Feel the Oscar buzz fizzling away.
That was a great moment. And if you're going to get shaded by an Academy Award winning actress. Yeah, that was a very, very funny moment. I'll get my own back one day. I'll be on a show with her and they'll be showing a clip from The Crown and I'll be like, "You were meant to be the Queen in that." Yo, remember when Jack Whitehall had massive gelled up hair like a twink Sonic the Hedgehog? Yeah, well, I do remember that era. I was actually looking at some photographs today because I'm going back to Edinburgh on my tour, and the last time I was there was for the festival. I found the photo shoot that I did for my first ever Edinburgh poster, and it is very twink Sonic the Hedgehog era. Yeah, I think it was slightly me trying to be like Russell Brand in my loose defense of it. I was, hanging out in Camden a lot around then, drinking in the Hawley Arms, trying to be cool and edgy, had my skinny jeans, used to listen to a lot of indie bands, and the hair just sort of felt right for that. Lauren Rowe, I want to go on a night out with Jack Whitehall and his dad. You do not want to go on a night out with my dad, that is for sure. He just complains about everything and is rude to most of the people that he comes into contact with. You will spend the entire evening apologizing on his behalf. Me, on the other hand, I am quite fun on a night out, but not when I'm having to man-mark Michael. So let's go on a night out, but let's teach him.
What's Michael's drink of choice on a night out?
He has to have wine, and high quality wine as well. So he's just a snob, and everywhere we go, nothing is right, and he's always looking down his nose at everyone. He just hates, I don't know, he hates people and places and food and experiences. He doesn't really like dining out. He would just be content, just sat at home every night watching well, he's not even content then. He's still angry watching television and reading the newspaper, but at least he's angry in the comfort of his own home. Jack Whitehall's going to be a dad. Does this mean we'll get a Travels with my grandfather one day? Please, Netflix. I mean, I thought about it the minute Roxy was pregnant. I was like, yes, this could be an opportunity to rejuvenate the brand. We have not had discussions with Netflix yet, but I'm very excited about the prospect of maybe doing something where I travel with my child at some point. I thought Travels was done with. I didn't think we were. I figured we might get one more special out of it with my dad. I always figured we could at some point do a Christmas special where I take him to one of those clinics in Switzerland. But that would have to have been one up. And this is a way of getting a returning series. I'm calling it Jack Whitehall will be the new host of the Late Late Show. Well, I think they've got rid of the Late Late Show, so it's now no longer. So I can't be the host of the Late Late Show. I don't know. I loved what was going on that show and was a huge admirer of James as a chat show host. I thought he did a fantastic job. And I feel like maybe one day later on down the line, it would be something that would interest me. But right now, I think I prefer being able to do lots of different things and to be able to, you know, be in a film and do a TV show and then go and do a stand-up tour. Like, that keeps me fulfilled and excited, and I like the variety that I'm able to have. And I feel like hosting a late night show is great, but once you do that, you kind of, that's it. And yeah, I feel like I've got some more avenues to explore before I do that.
Obviously on this tour, throughout your career, you've performed in so many different countries. What's the difference for you in kind of doing a tour in Portsmouth compared to LA?
I think honestly, like in America, they are genuinely just a little bit more enthusiastic, which is not to say that that's necessarily a better thing for an audience. I know that's a strange thing to say, but like sometimes you feel like it's a little inauthentic. And what I do like about British audiences is that you have to earn it a little bit more. And I quite like that challenge of sometimes, like, you know, getting laughs out of a crowd that maybe are a little bit more discerning. So I do appreciate that aspect of it with an audience in the UK. But you know, I also just feel like in my comfort zone when I'm doing shows here. When I'm doing shows abroad, it's great and it's really fun, and it's often like a fresh and new experience and interesting to be in a new environment and in front of a new type of audience. But you do feel like your safety net is gone. Like there's certain jokes like from my back catalogue that I know I can sort of segue into if something isn't going right. And when I'm doing it abroad, like I don't have that, because, you know, you'll start a routine and then halfway through it realize that you're like heading towards a punchline about Waitrose or, you know, some weird Britishism that completely throws everyone, and then all of a sudden you're, you know, fighting for your life. So I don't know, I just feel so much more comfortable and at home when I'm performing in Portsmouth and alike, not just Portsmouth. Jack Whitehall went to school with Kate Middleton and Robert Pattinson, but I went to school with big fat wench slags and boys who sold weed. I mean, we did also have big fat wench slags and boys who sold weed. But there was, Kate Middleton, our Pats, but I wasn't hanging out with them. I was hanging out with the wenches and the weed dealers, because I was cool and edgy with my spiky hair. They were my peeps. I actually think the guy that sold weed was Lawrence. He was pretty posh, to be fair.
It's always the posh ones.
Yeah. Great to speak to you, and thanks for having me on.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Kevin Hart.
Hi, my name's Eric Stonestreet.
Hi, I'm Margot. I'm Journey.
I'm James McAvoy.
I'm Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm Rebel Wilson.
I'm Jeremy Clarkson.
I'm going to be translating some Scottish tweets for It's Gone Viral.
On It's Gone Viral.
Ooh, on It's Gone Viral.